We're about to embark on the UK's longest kart race. Over 1,000 miles from Cornwall to the Scottish Highlands, we'll stop at 5 tracks and compete head-to-head for fastest laps. Whoever takes the most wins will go home with the USE MORE KERB Cup. My competitor is Jonny Elliott. Former Club 100 and British indoor karting champion, Jonny has experience in everything, from indoor rental karts to owner pro karts, as well as various two-stroke championships like TKM and Rotax Max. In short, over the course of the next 2 days, I have my work cut out for me, and I'm going to have to bring my A game if I want any chance of taking home the win. Right, it's recording now, so we can do this as many times as we want.
That's your V1.
God, you look so much taller than me.
Well, I am.
Yeah, okay. And we're starting here at Coast to Coast Karting all the way down in Cornwall.
Wait. Should I look that way as well? Because I'm just staring like a noob.
And as everyone knows, it's a crime around these parts to start the day without a Cornish pasty. But from this point onwards, if we get hungry, we're only allowed to eat at kart tracks. Okay, throw it less hard. At every circuit we visit, the loser has to forfeit a piece of their pro race gear for the next round.
And that means one of us is going to end up looking like we've been on a stag do.
Keen to avoid that forfeit, we both headed to the side of the track to start figuring out this first circuit. The first thing I've noticed is it's actually really long.
Certainly at the start of the lap it looks quite technical.
This place is going to actually be quite tricky.
Yeah, especially in these conditions.
On this road trip, we're going to be applying a bit of a penalty system for me, because I'm around 10 kilograms lighter than Jonny when we're fully kitted up. But we've agreed that when it's wet, that really goes out the window, and we don't really know who's got the advantage. I'll be quicker once the wheel stops spinning. Jonny will be quicker all the time that you need traction. To avoid guessing, we're just going to run with no handicap system on wet circuits. In the drive, for every 30 seconds of track, I'd have 3 tenths added. Look at him. There's the loser. Poor old Jonny. How am I going to make it so I don't win by too much, so he doesn't feel too bad at the end of this?
Between us, I do think that the conditions are going to favour me, but we shall see. Brad's notoriously slower than me in the rain. Look, you've got to back yourself, haven't you? Quietly confident individual that I am. He's extremely confident that he's going to smash me in the whole challenge, because I know what he's like.
Hey Jonny! Look, they knew you were coming. They put your sign out.
Here we go.
But now it was time to see who would actually take the first win. And both armed with our striking new 32.5 gloves, we took to the track for the first of our 2 10-minute sessions. As with most of the tracks on this tour, we'd swap karts halfway through to make things as fair as possible. And it wasn't long before Jonny really started looking forward to that mid-session kart swap.
Kart this. Oh, we can see that I'm closing. I'm definitely catching him. Jonny's moved out of the way. He's going to try and copy my lines now. Unfortunately, it could also be that kart number 1 here is just way faster than Jonny's kart. And when I have to drive his, and he gets in this one with nice warm tyres, the advantage swaps around. My left front wheel is definitely loose. I can see it flapping around. Right, session number 1 done. I'm absolutely drenched.
I felt like there was absolutely zero bottom end, but
yeah, there's no way you're 2.5 seconds off, so I'm about to have a bit of a wake-up call here.
It was pretty clear that with a gap that big, it was going to be down to the kart. And since there was no chance I'd improve on this second run, this was all about whether Jonny could beat my time in the same kart. And it became clear pretty quickly that he had a good chance of doing that.
Right, let's go. We've got only a few minutes to see if we can beat Brad now. He was notoriously quick at learning a new track like I said he would be. I feel like I'm getting to grips with it now. Also, this kart is much better. I'm reeling him in quite quickly now. You can see we're catching him now quite quickly. So can we beat that 1 minute 16 that he did before? I'll never hear the end of it if he beats me at this first one. Because once Brad gets inside your head, you're done. He's very good at mind games, is Mr. Philpot.
No! He's come through anyway! I tried to defend and he just hit me anyway. It's a drag race. Oh my god! Remember, Jonny's 10 kilograms heavier than me.
So putting in some laps, we've pulled away from Brad now. So this kart 4 is obviously quite a lot better, but he has managed to not lose as much time as I did. So this is probably my last flying lap, I'm guessing. We must be coming to the end of the 10-minute session. Checkers out. So have I beaten that 1:16? Have I gone 2 seconds quicker? I don't know. It's going to be a close call.
I said to myself, Jonny is going to be relieved. As soon as I accelerated away, I was like, yeah, it's definitely the engine.
We haven't seen the times yet. We're about to have them revealed.
Oh no.
So clearly, as you will have seen, kart number 1 was the one to have, but was Jonny quicker in kart number 1?
We don't know.
Oh my God, look at our hair. Right, we're about to see the screen.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Was that?
Come on, that was important.
What?
That was important.
What is that? Is that 2 tenths?
Last time kart 1 did a 1:16.2.
Oh, it was
2 tenths. Excuses. Jonny had the faster kart when the tyres were warmer. Excuse number 2. It stopped raining whilst Jonny had the faster kart.
Just remember that if you use all of them now, there's none to use later.
Right, it's 1-0 to Jonny. Hey Google, navigate to Herefordshire Raceway. It says 5 hours, 29 minutes. So what we haven't yet spoken about is what my forfeit is for the next track, because I've lost a round, and that means you get to pick an item of pro clothing which I have to sacrifice. Behind us here we have a rookie helmet, suit, boots and gloves.
Boots.
Oh. Okay, right, you're locked in. That's the answer. I'm actually quite happy with that because my boots are soaking wet, so I feel like I've locked in on that one. So thanks, Jonny. You could have said suit, and again, I would have been quite happy.
You're going to have more dry kit than I am now, and
yeah.
So in a way, it's another advantage that I get to use if you beat me in the next one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So I'm hoping that you slip off the pedals.
At this exact point, I'll cut to voiceover of time lapse of us driving, saying, "So well done to Jonny for the first victory, but it was all to play for with 4 more tracks remaining." You know what? I think I'll just leave that bit in. So we've stopped for a little charge, and we'd quite like to eat something, but we're not at a kart track, so we're not allowed. We have allowed ourselves coffees though. Coffees are permitted. We've gone for a Pret just here. There's a donut shop, there's all sorts down there that we'd love to eat, but we're not going to because this is the challenge. What we're going to try and do though is stop at Team Sport Bristol because it's right on our route, so it's barely a detour. We just come off the motorway and back on, so that's our next stop. Oh, are my boots wet still?
I was going to get them on the dryer, but then I realised you don't need them for the next session.
We continued for around another hour and a half and eventually found ourselves at Team Sport Bristol. But despite arriving well within their opening hours, when we got there, the doors were locked. Oh no, automatic door didn't open. Okay, looks like we're not eating. Rate your experience. Bad. This was a bad experience because it wasn't open and I'm hungry. All we could do was get back on the road and hope that Herefordshire Raceway had some nice hot food for us when we got there.
Barely remember it. There it is.
Full wet.
God, I've not been here for years.
Hot food and drinks. Hot food and drinks. We're at Herefordshire Raceway.
And we are hungry.
And there's a sign right here that says hot food and drinks. Let's go.
Let's go.
It says, Jonny, it says pizza. Jonny, it's got pizza and cheesy chips. Let's get inside because it's pouring with rain. But we're at an absolutely awesome track now. If you've never been to Herefordshire Raceway, you're about to see something very, very cool. This track has a bridge, it has a dip under the bridge. The karts are mega. It's just a brilliant layout and a brilliant venue. Absolutely one of my very, very favourite tracks in the UK. And here it is. We headed inside in search of food, but before we got that far, we had a few nice surprises.
It's what? Oh, it's James Hall. Yes, I knew that straight away.
Let's see if there's anyone else we recognise on the pictures on the wall. That's Sean Briley. Sean Briley on the wall here, dude. British rental kart champion Sean Briley here. This one's me. But we didn't have too much time for reminiscing because we were about to head out on track. We'd run an identical format to the first track, with each of us out for 10 minutes at the same time before swapping karts and doing a second 10-minute session. Unfortunately today, the menu isn't pizza, it's crisps and chocolate bars, which is standard kart track fare, so this is our choice.
Honeycomb ice cream it is. It's actually well nice.
These are lovely crisps. So with our hunger kind of satisfied and my new high-performance race boots fitted, we headed to the kart. Right, so here we go then, second track. This time we're at Herefordshire Raceway. We've got the Mokadamo kart buddy on here. The Alfano's hopefully going to learn the track, and I need to learn the track too, so here we go.
I think we're actually on pace with Brad at the minute. It looks like we're slightly catching him even. He's going to get quicker, so it's potentially neck and neck at the minute.
Oh wow, it's hard to feel the pedals with these shoes. So let's do some dryish lines to begin with, and then we can modify and go with the wet line.
Just because we're quicker now does not mean we should rest on our laurels. going to be about who puts that time in at the end.
I don't want to go 2-0 down. He's definitely quicker. He's further in front, for sure. Jonny's faster. I've gone wider that time on purpose. Let's see if it helps. I feel like I might have pulled a little bit of time back on this lap.
Oh, he was quicker than me through that last lap. You could tell he's gained on me there. He's done a lot more laps than me round here. Yeah, he's definitely gaining.
So the beady-eyed among you will have noticed I'm not wearing my normal gloves. I'm wearing a very, very bright pair of gloves, and so is Jonny. And that's because these are from new partner 32.5. More about them later, but some lucky viewers are going to have the chance to win a special USE MORE KERB version of these, and we have a discount on 32.5 products that are currently out before the USE MORE KERB version appears. Now, one advantage I definitely have is that, as you can see, I'm running the Macadamo Kart Buddy. So I'm driving here using data to figure out whether or not I'm going quicker, whilst Jonny's running on vibes.
So what we're going to do here is deliberately slow down the tyres. We've got to do what we've got to do on the dirty side of the track. That's it, go all on there, all through the puddles. Of course he had the Macadamo, so he knows what lap times he was doing.
Jonny was right, and bizarrely, he set his fastest lap on his first flyer, whereas mine was on the very last lap of the session. And that really goes to show how having that extra information can help you improve your lap time right until the end of each run. To get your Kart Buddy, head to the Macadamo website using the link in the description below. And don't forget to use the code USE MORE KERB to make sure you get the best discount.
We're 1.5 tenths apart. It's even closer than the last track.
I was quicker for quite a lot of it, and then near the end you started pulling away.
Since neither of us improved on our second run, the result stood, and it was now 1-1 as we headed to the third circuit. Okay, so I'm relieved because I did not want to turn up at Jonny's house tonight with 2 losses. I'm also relieved because I don't have to keep these trainers on anymore. So, with my rookie kit credit, of which I now have 1, I'm going to buy back my boots. So we're back to square for the next one, and whoever wins at Rowrah will get to choose which piece of rookie race kit is worn when we head off up into Scotland. Jonny, how do you feel at the end of day 1?
I won my one by 2 tenths and you won your one by 2 tenths.
Obviously, bearing in mind that I had the wheel falling off for the first one.
My left front wheel is definitely loose.
We'll give you the first one. The audience will understand it. It looks better on camera if Jonny
There's
wins
no, just to clarify, there was no wheels falling off. Even my lap times from that session showed that before they even tied it.
Because
I was pulling away from him in a cart and the wheel was apparently falling off.
Yeah, the tyres were... Anyway.
I wasn't getting in that deep, but he's gone there, as usual.
We're off to a very, very different set of tracks tomorrow. So we're starting off with Rowrah. It's huge, it's fast, it's going to be a very different prospect, and Jonny says he's really fast there.
Back to this track, I think it's been really good fun, so I'd like to thank Herefordshire Raceway for that. Wow, that is a big...
What is that? It's a peahen. It's a female peacock. Oh, or is it a peacock? Is that a peacock that it just doesn't have all its plumage?
It's got a small head.
What is that? Oh my God.
That's cool. Look at that guy away.
Anyway, we're getting wet. We need to drive to Manchester. See you guys on the journey. We got loads more of this tomorrow. It's 1-1. So final leg of the journey today then.
Yeah.
We've driven all the way from Cornwall. We're now an hour or so from Manchester. There was a poll before we started this journey on YouTube posts on my YouTube wall. There was a high proportion of people said I was going to win.
Like roughly 21%. So
Yeah. So it was quite high. Currently it's 50-50. Everyone will be validated when you've had your 1 win at the start, and I'm now going to hammer you into the ground for the rest.
I just need to make sure that does not happen.
We arrived at Jonny's conveniently positioned house in the middle of the night, where we got 4 hours sleep and left early in the morning for Rowrah.
It's 4:45 a.m. Let's go to Scotland. This is Tux. This is Jonny's cat. It's really nice. Let's go.
It was at this stage that our journey began to get more and more beautiful, because the trip to Rowrah involved driving right through the Lake District. We are in the Lake District. We're stopping to charge the car. In fact, the camera's attached to the car right now. Jonny and I are going to go and try and find some food. Oh yeah, we've abandoned the whole eating at kart tracks only thing because we don't want to die. So we're going to go look for a bakery, but it's way too early in the morning. What time is it? Like 6:30?
6:30 in the morning.
So it's way too early.
It's cold.
We're not going to find anywhere, and it's cold and rainy. Yesterday, as you saw, we went to one kart track to try and eat and we failed, and then the 2 kart tracks we actually drove at didn't have food that you could really live off of, and we now have like a 7-hour journey between this track and the next one, and we have to eat something. So yeah, we're in a supermarket in the Lake District. And finally, fueled by coffee and croissants, we drove the last few miles to Rowrah. We're here, we made it. And we're here early as well, which is important because we've got to get off to the other side of Scotland by about 4 o'clock today. So it's cold, but the track is dry. Dry track. As you will have seen in my recent GX UK video, Rowrah is a stunningly beautiful circuit, set in an old quarry and boasting all types of corners as well as elevation change. And it's a circuit at which Jonny considers himself an expert. Jonny, one of those engines isn't on. Jonny, one of your engines isn't on. You've only got one engine. Because we're here on a completely private day, there is no lap timing. So thank goodness we have the kart buddy with us, and we'll be using the Alfano to gauge our lap times. It's actually completely dry on track right now, and that means hopefully I've got a slight advantage. These are the conditions that I've been waiting for, but unfortunately for me, whatever lap time Jonny sets will have the heavyweight adjustment. And for this circuit, being over 1 minute long, that's going to be a 6/10 of a second lap time adjustment. So I have to set a lap time 6/10 quicker than Jonny for it to count as a win.
We will be going out for 1 10-minute session each, using 1 kart.
But we'll have no idea what the other person did until we reveal the lap times to each other at the very end. So here we go. After losing at rock, paper, scissors, Jonny went first to warm up my tyres.
Right, so I reckon the benchmark's a 1 minute something.
So Jonny is out on his time session. We've both done 5 minutes of practice. The tyres are now warm. It looks like it's about to absolutely bucket down with rain. Look over here behind me, and Jonny's doing his laps now. If it rains during the session, I'm screwed. That's it, I've just lost this one. So I've gone for a gamble of wanting the warmest tyres. I might be about to get the warmest tyres on the wettest track. Let's see. I just need it to not rain.
I'm gonna have to pull something out my There's a lot more grip in it now. 2 tenths up now. So we know there's another 2 tenths if I get turn 1 right. That was nice. 4 tenths up. Come on. So it's got to be at least in the 1 minute to have a chance of beating Brad. That's my prediction for that 12 kilo disadvantage. Oh no. That lap's gone. Oh, it's half a second up. Turn 1, I'm not getting quite right. There's a bit of understeer into turn 1.
Although he wasn't completely happy with how things had gone so far, Jonny was still very confident of this circuit, and by the halfway point in his session, he was setting consistently fast laps. It was clear that he really knew what he was doing on this track, and I'd need everything to go my way if I was going to beat his time. But with the clouds darkening and the threat of rain in the air, there was a strong chance that by the end of Jonny's session, the track would be wet for me.
Come in this time because the weather's looking threatening.
Jonny had sensed the rain starting to fall and heroically sacrificed his final 3 minutes.
Spots of rain, so you need to get out.
You did 7 minutes, so time me for 7 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, Jonny's like what a lovely friend. I mean, I wouldn't have done that. I would have absolutely hung him out to dry. My first lap could be the driest one. I can't believe he came in. I'm still stunned. Jonny's so nice. In the comments, post now, should Jonny have come in or should he have absolutely screwed me? Oh, I went in too quick. You see, I had to get off the gas. I had to back off the throttle on the way in and we lost the 10th. The rain has stopped, so this is fully dry. This is a fair session now. I turned in too late there. Oh, I've gone too wide there. Trying too hard. Just trying too hard. Lost another 10th. Oh, I missed that curve. almost missed it completely that time, although we are up by 2 tenths. All of these tenths could be crucial because we need to win by a significant margin. It's not enough to win, we need to win by a margin. In this kart, in these conditions, with this weight, I have a real big advantage over Jonny. This is a much quicker lap.
About to put the checker out for Brad's session now. Pretty confident he'll be in the 1 minute. Has he beaten the lap time?
Short line to the finish line there. I've got no idea how quick Jonny went, but here's the deal. If Jonny's done a 59.72, then I win. If Jonny's done a 59.71, we draw, and if Jonny's done a 59.70, he wins. That's what we're about to see.
But unlike the first 2 tracks, when the lap times were revealed to us here, there was a big gap.
Jonny, well, I was going to say, was that stupid coming in early and letting me go out?
I thought I saw rain. I thought I want it to be a fair fight. I also felt fairly confident. Like, yeah, I was driving really well. That's all I can say. Maybe the tyres got hotter. I don't know. But yeah, at this moment in time, like, very confused.
I'm happy, I'm going to take that. That means I can afford to not win the indoor track now. Off to Scotland.
Oof, it's a big L. Yeah, it's nowhere near. That's the problem, isn't it?
I get to be smug now for the next 8 hours in the car.
That's outrageous. I've never seen anything like it.
Jonny was so confused by his lack of pace, he took the kart out for a couple more laps just to see if there was anywhere else he could have gained time. But after just 1 lap, he came back to the pits to ask me a question.
I need to check something. You were using the owner track.
I was going through the cut through.
Oh no! No, no! Yes!
You told me!
No, I said that's the other track, but we do the owner one.
Right, go do it now.
So yeah, it turned out we'd had a slight miscommunication about which version of the circuit we were going to drive today. And that meant it was only fair that Jonny went back out to try and set a lap on the same version of the track that I'd been driving. But the problem was, it was about to rain. He'd only have 1 flying lap to set that 59.70 he needed to win.
It was a weirdly big gap, to be fair, when we've been 2 tenths apart to find like a second and a half, even on a big track like this. So.
But would Jonny be able to make up enough ground by using 1 fewer corner than before to beat my lap time? It was this next corner that we're approaching now that we were doing differently. I was using the line that Jonny's going to take right now, whereas he was taking that chicane to the right-hand side on all of his previous laps. But the question was whether that extra little chicane was enough to account for the difference in lap time between us. We were both about to find out. As Jonny reached the end of his lap, it began to rain more heavily. There would now be no way to improve, but had he done enough on his single flying lap?
I'm worried I just heard Jonny scream yes from a distance. And he was like really far away. It started to rain now, so he's screwed now if he hasn't gone quicker, but I'm pretty sure I just heard him scream, yes! I thought I heard you shouting, what have you done? 59.51, god damn it.
Yes, in Jonny's single flying lap, he'd managed to beat me by 2 tenths of a second. So I would head to the Scottish leg of our trip, 1 win behind.
Obviously it doesn't count, because you had like a whole extra session.
What adds to the story, guys, is as I crossed the line to just beat him, it started pouring down rain.
And what's frustrating for me is, I don't think I could have gone any quicker. I thought I did a good lap at the end.
Close again.
Oh, damn it! But again, as we know, it didn't count. You can't do extra laps. Oh look, nice rainbow.
So as we set off for Scotland, it was now 2-1 to Jonny. And with only 5 total wins available, I needed to win the next one if I wanted to prevent Jonny taking an early overall victory.
We're on our way to Aviemore now, on the east coast of Scotland. And it's pouring with rain.
Surprise.
And when we get there, I'm going to have to wear an item of rookie racing clothing.
Oh, we haven't discussed this yet. No, I completely forgot that.
So I'm wondering what it is I'm going to have to wear.
We have to bring out the pink suit, don't we?
I was resigned to that. We've got a 6-hour drive now. This is painful. Why did I invite Jonny Elliott on this trip? Why didn't I just get Alex Van Gien to come or something and then just have a really easy time?
We drove through bright sunshine and heavy rain over and over again, and the scenery once again got more and more beautiful. As we journeyed deeper into the Highlands, it looked likely that we'd make it to our Aviemore session on time, and we arrived there at exactly 4 o'clock, ready to start. This was another brand new circuit for both me and Jonny, and we were sure we'd make a good impression on the circuit owners. But one of us in particular was really dressed to impress.
So we've arrived here in the Cairngorms of Scotland, and we're at Aviemore Kart Raceway. And I'm going to level the score with Jonny. We're going to go out in some 270cc Sodi karts this time, and we're going to get this thing back to all square before we go off to the next track.
I think obviously we need to address the elephant in the room, the pink elephant in the room.
We're going to go out exactly the same format as you've seen earlier in this challenge. 2 karts, 10 minutes each, swap in the middle to each other's karts, run another 10 minutes, whoever has the fastest lap wins. Except here, being around about a 30-second lap, Jonny is going to have a 3/10 of a second lap time adjustment, so I have to beat Jonny by 3/10 or more in order to win. Let's go.
This was a fast and flowing circuit that put a real premium on keeping up your minimum speed. And with karts that Jonny and I were both extremely familiar with, this promised to be potentially the closest event yet. But I don't think either of us quite expected it to be as close as it turned out to be. Here are our fastest laps side by side. I set a 32.610. which meant Jonny had to get a 32.910 to draw level. Since a lot of this circuit was full throttle in these karts, this would be about minimising scrub and using as little steering angle as you could get away with. Once again, I had the advantage of using the Mokadamo Kart Buddy, this time with the mobile phone attachment and the Racebox app, which gave me accurate predictive timing for the entire lap. And just like at Herefordshire Raceway, that meant I could refine my driving lap after lap. You can see this is going to be very tight, but was Jonny able to stay within 3/10 of a second?
So the sessions are finished and we're going to go and see what the times are. I know I did a 32.610 second lap, and that means, weight adjusted, Jonny needed to do a 32.910 in order to draw level. So let's see what he actually did. Here's my 32.610.
But what was Jonny's time?
32.911, 1,000th of a second too slow. So the race continues at Inverness, and that's where we're going now. We've got 40 minutes to get there. Let's go.
We arrived at our final track, Inverness Kart Raceway, just in time for our session. This circuit and the kind of karts we'd be driving were completely different to anything else so far on this tour. This circuit operates as a social enterprise for the youth charity Day One, which supports young people across the Highlands through mentoring, personal development and work experience programs. The track itself is a high grip asphalt, and the karts are a manufacturer I've never even seen before, OTL. And getting our heads around this new kind of chassis was going to be a big part of this final round. Since the karts were electric with high amounts of torque and the track was under 25 seconds long, we adjusted my weight penalty down to 0.2 of a second.
It's the final session, it's level 2-all, so
Good luck.
good luck to you two.
It had all come down to this. We'd travelled from the UK's most southerly kart circuit all the way down in Cornwall right up to the Highlands of Scotland, and our competition was going to be decided by this final session. As with most of the tracks we visited, we were going to use 2 karts, drive for 10 minutes and then swap karts before driving another 10 minutes. The winner would be the driver who set the outright fastest lap. But as we'd found at other circuits, one of the 2 karts was a clear favourite, and at this circuit, Jonny drove that one first. So we're going to start by watching his session in that kart before switching over to me when I drove it second. The next 2 10-minute sessions were the most important of our entire journey. Whoever came out on top with the fastest lap time would take the honour of winning the inaugural USE MORE KERB Cup. So we were both taking this extremely seriously. In fact, Jonny was concentrating so hard that he didn't say a single word for this entire first session. Having never seen the circuit before, Jonny got down into the 24-second bracket almost immediately and stayed there for 17 laps until the final lap where he set his quickest time of the session. benchmark was a 24.462, and with 0.2 of that removed to account for the weight difference, that meant my target was a 24.261 to take the outright victory.
I think this one's better, but we're going to need to get the tyre temperature back into it. Definitely this one picks up better when you get on the power. I think this one turns in better, and I think it's got slightly more power. That was bad barrier hit there, that was not good. Don't want to do that too many times, that's going to waste laps. Right, I need to not brake into here. Let's try just engine braking. Oh, you go too wide. Okay, you need to brake, but let's brake early so we get the power back early. So we're going to brake early, and then power early, and then we get the power back earlier. The finish line is really late. That means if we don't brake and we go over the finish line faster, we're going to get a quicker time. Then we just sacrifice the next lap. Right, no double pedaling. We need to not double pedal. Let's go quicker through here. Right, let's do a fast one. That was better. It is dead close. It is so close. Let's fire it over the line this time.
We're about to find out the final results. We know it's close, but we don't know who's actually going to be the winner. Here we go, podium.
So the winner of the USE MORE KERB Cup is Brad by 1/10 of a second.
A very, very slow round of applause from one person. Okay, so that means I have won the UK's most southerly to most northerly kart track challenge.
We're actually not the most northerly.
Sorry?
Track. We're not actually the most northerly kart track, and there's actually one up in Golspie.
Where's Golspie?
Just up north.
Okay.
I just don't know where it is.
Right. Well, that's thrown a spanner in the works.
We both realised we couldn't crown the winner until we'd actually completed the challenge, so we left the UK's second most northerly kart track and headed back to our hotel to figure out what on earth this Golspie track was.
We've spoken to the organisers of the kart track at Golspie, which is the actual most northerly kart track in the UK, and they've arranged for us to have 2 karts there tomorrow morning where we'll finish this competition and see who's the real winner of the most southerly to the most northerly kart track challenge, also known as the USE MORE KERB Cup. Tomorrow morning, Johnny, good luck.
Good luck.
So it's the final morning again, and we're on our way to the North of Scotland Kart Club, where the team there have kindly arranged for us to have 2 karts today. We've got a Sodi rental kart, and then we've got a Rotax Max kart.
Wow.
A proper Tony kart Senior Max, which I think warrants being double points. And that means nothing is over until the very last lap of the final kart today. We're going to go all out in a proper 2-stroke owner kart, hopefully on slicks, but who knows. Up for that?
Very much so. It's been a long time since I've stepped into an owner kart, quite a few years, so I'm extremely excited to have this on the final day.
And it's not been a long time since I've been in an owner kart, I'm sorry to tell you. We worked out last night, I've driven 15 different kinds of kart in the last 2.5 to 3 weeks. So I'm feeling pretty race sharp, so I don't want to psych you out there, but I'm feeling like I'm probably going to win by quite a long way today.
Oh right, okay, I see how it is. I just feel like you've psyched me out at this point now.
I've come back, I've made a comeback.
You've come back, you're 3-2.
And not just that, you're wearing a pink suit today, so...
we haven't discussed that yet,
yeah, well that's it, there's no discussion, you're wearing a pink suit. I had to wear it yesterday and you're wearing it today, but only for the first one. Regardless of who wins this next round, when we're in the proper car, we're going to wear the proper safety equipment. So for the Rotax, double points, everything correct, 32.5 gloves, we're going for it.
Bring it on.
As we made our way into the track, there appeared to be some kind of car time trial event taking place. For these final 2 karts, we'd have an audience. The team at the North of Scotland Kart Club had dropped everything and allowed us to squeeze in between their pre-arranged time trial event, as well as providing us with the 2 karts we'd use for the competition. And although Johnny was raring to go in his new bright pink suit, since I was leading the standings, I'd take the first turn in the Sodi rental car. Once again, the Mocadamo kart buddy had saved the day and would be keeping track of our times in the Sodi.
Okay, here we go. 10 minutes. If I win this, then it goes down to the double points. I'm going to go learn the track. I've got no idea where the corners go. It's soaking wet and we're on slick tyres. And I know Johnny is really good in these conditions. Oh, I've got no brakes. I've got no brakes at all. I think they were very, very cold. Okay, I need to brake much harder. That's very unusual.
But eventually I did figure out the brakes and the kart, and it was time to attempt my fastest lap.
There's a lot of full throttle sections here. That's going to help me with my lower weight. But Johnny's going to have a bit more grip in these areas where you need that extra height and a bit of bite. Tenth up. Massive lean. Gained a couple of tenths. Look at that. Really leaning out has absolutely gained me loads. Okay, this is where we're going to just lift and let the front bike back on. Just off the racing line. Right, and we need to go in slower here, so we're going to brake this time. Slower, lean and go. Are we going to maintain that advantage this time? Yes, this is a much quicker lap. We might be in the 102s.
Not quite, but close.
1 minute 3.09 is the time to beat. Let's see if he can do it. I'm torn between whether or not I've got the advantage because you're flat out for quite a long time, or whether Johnny's got an advantage because it's really slippery in the slippery bits.
Although the track was damp and pretty slippery, it also contained some very long straights for a rental car, and that meant we were full throttle for large portions of the lap. And since a slight dry line was appearing in places and the track was over 1 minute long, we decided to apply a 2/10 per 30-second adjustment, which meant 4/10 of a second on this circuit.
Okay, so I'm losing time. I've lost a lot of time through there. Slower. I can't do it. Brad is f***ing good at this. I've got all the advantage and I still can't do it. Come on, turn. Come on, turn. Turn now. 6/10. I'm losing so much time. I don't know what it was. It was before I went out. I was like, I don't like these sorts of tracks. I just feel really unconfident today. This final corner, can't get it right. Can't get that final corner right.
This is crucial.
Shall I say? I don't know exactly, but I'm about 3 or 4 tenths off. Basically, it was the final corner. I was always not far off going into the final corner. They would always lose time.
I have a feeling, because so much of this track is flat out, my weight, even in the wet, was actually quite a big advantage. But I'm going to take that anyway. So that means Johnny has to win the road tax to draw level.
Okay, well, we'll give it a good shot.
Due to the rapidly drying track conditions, we agreed that whoever went first in the Rotax Max would also get a final 3-lap run at the end to keep things fair. And since I'd gone first in the Sodi, Johnny was heading out first in the Rotax.
Now, Johnny hasn't driven a two-stroke in over a year. This is going to be tough, and he knows he has to win this to draw level. He's got 10 minutes. He's being timed right now. Let's see what he can do. Look, it's not raining. It's gradually drying out. Johnny's going to have to do a really good job here to try and pull level.
And it was pretty obvious from the sidelines that he was doing a really good job. He'd figured out the damp lines immediately, and I was starting to get worried that I'd need to push very hard to try and match this.
He hasn't actually made a single mistake yet, hasn't put a wheel wide, and he seems to be getting into it, which is even worse because he's still got 8 minutes to go.
Johnny's laps were around 15 seconds quicker than in the rental car, and he was seemingly totally unfazed by his lack of recent two-stroke practice.
He's now completely in his element, so I've got my work cut out.
And as the clock finally ticked down to 0, Johnny began his fastest lap.
Right, Johnny is now on his final timed lap, so when he's finished this one, he can't improve anymore. It's all come down to this final one.
He was on throttle early and confidently braking late and dealing with the oversteer. And although the track was still covered in moisture, Johnny was pushing as if it was completely dry. As he arrived at the final corner, which had given him so many problems in the Sodi kart, he threw the car in, carried speed, and set a 44.9 second lap.
What did you get down to? 44.9.
Really, really good. Good to be back after many years. On a fast track as well. More and more brave every time, getting used to the speed of it.
Right, I know what I need to beat now, so I'm going to get my helmet on. Let's go.
As we were slotting our sessions between the car time trial runs, by the time I hopped in the Rotax, the track was significantly drier.
I don't want this car to go in front, so I just don't want it to get drier. Because the wind's up, so it's going to dry quick. Right, here we go then. It's the final. Oh wow, massive dry line. Okay. Oh yeah, it's really, really dry. It's really, really dry. I'm running much lighter than Johnny, but oh yeah, it's dry lines. It's dry lines. Loads of grip. Massive amount of grip. Okay, so we're going to beat the 44.9, otherwise we're level. Wow, I actually jump over there. That's crazy. So much more grip than in the first car.
And in fact, the track was so much drier than on Jonny's run that I beat his time by 1 second on my first lap.
44.0, we've done it. We've done it.
But I knew Jonny would still have 3 laps at the end of my run to try and set his own dry time. So it was important for me to maximise every lap in these conditions and push for the fastest possible time I could manage.
So I'm now going to spend the rest of this session enjoying a road tax on this gorgeous track. And try and get faster and faster. I think my weight advantage is massive in this car. So I've got a hot tyre advantage, I've got a weight advantage, and I've got a grip advantage with a dry track.
And I fully intended to use all of those advantages on my final and fastest lap of the session.
Must be the end. What a lovely car. What an awesome track. What an amazing couple of days with my best friend. This has been so cool. There's the checkered flag. This is it, we finished. Thanks so much to North of Scotland Kart Club. And we finished with our fastest lap, 42.0. It was just dry.
But although I was confident I'd done enough, there was still the small matter of Jonny's final 3 dry laps. But surely there was no way in that short time he could beat my lap.
Just as Jonny's about to go out to do his last run, it's now starting to rain.
Yeah, it's not great luck, is it? This track definitely favours the brave as well, so...
And the dry, it favours the dry.
It favours the dry.
It might be okay, right, you're going on in just a second, get in the car. Sometimes this is how the luck goes, and we've both got lucky at different times during this little road trip. Let's see whether this goes Jonny's way or not.
It was obviously going to take Jonny a couple of laps to get used to these conditions, so I was pretty confident my earlier best time would stand.
If he does it now, we're dead level, and we've ended this tour equal on wins. I just had my shot in pretty dry conditions, and Jonny has 3 laps to prove that he can do the same thing or better. What's he going to do?
What he was going to do was absolutely make the most of his final chance. And despite my earlier confidence, from what I could see on track, Jonny was leaving nothing on the table.
He's looking quick. He's looking quick. The revs sound high. He might be about to draw it on the final run. Are we going to hear him shout yes? He's on his last lap. It's now or never. We're about to find out whether he's done it.
With the 3/10 dry lap time adjustment, Jonny had to set a 42.34 in order to win the road tax round. But had he done enough?
Oh!
3 flying laps, I'm not sure if I've beaten it or not.
What was the time?
42.24.
That meant, unfortunately for me, he'd done it. Jonny had beaten my time and tied the competition at the very end. And having now totally run out of track time, I was going to have to accept that my win had just turned into a draw.
Well done, Jonny. I'm really happy for you that you did such a good job.
I think you did a great job, and I really commend you for being as good as me in a 2-stroke. Well done.
So we'd reached the end of our journey. In 3 days, we'd driven from the southernmost tip of the UK all the way to the Highlands of the North, battling on track the entire time and trying our hardest on every lap to beat our competitor. It had been an incredible adventure, but we were both now relieved to have made it to the end.
So there we have it. We've come all the way from the very bottom of the UK and driven all the way north to the coast here in the Highlands of Scotland and completed the race for the USE MORE KERB Cup. And the outcome is, it's a dead heat, which isn't a very satisfying conclusion. So we're going to have to figure out how to settle this for next year and come and do it all again. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Thank you so much to 325 who provided the awesome gloves we've been wearing for this entire journey, and to all of the circuits who have been so accommodating to us over this ridiculous voyage. Jonny, did you have fun?
Amazing fun. What an experience. Can't wait to run it back to try and take the cup.
You did well to nearly beat me. We visited some great tracks over the course of the last 3 days, and if you'd like to find out how to race in some amazing low-cost competitions yourself, check out the link below and sign up to the USE MORE KERB newsletter so you're up to speed with all of the latest events. Thanks for coming with me, Jonny. We haven't actually finished yet. We've got a 9-hour drive home right now, so thanks for watching.
Should I, because you usually do this hit the last bit on your own.
3, 2, 1.
Love you, bye. Brad, if it wasn't double points, you would have won.